Hey, this is Steven from LegitTechTutorials, and welcome back to Beginning Unity 5. This is the intermediate section of the series. So sorry I'm a little sick today, so this is going to be a quick video. You kind of hear it in my voice. But today we're going to go over more of the code optimization. So this video isn't going to be very long because I don't see very many issues in here. But what you'll see a lot of issues in is in a larger project. That's basically what we're looking for now. Is we're looking for places where we could reuse code by pushing stuff into methods. So if you watched a lot of my other programming series on different languages, you'll know about what a method is. Or in this case, in JavaScript, they're called functions. So this guy's a function, but these are pre-built functions. So this is a pre-built function. This is a pre-built function. This is a pre-built function. Pre-built. Actually, this is not. So we built this one. We built this one. So those are because we had those because of the UI. So what we're gonna do, and also another project that I'm working on right now, I only have a certain amount of space I could store on an embedded system, so this is where it would really help to speed up the system and allow me to store more stuff, because the code reuse and saving lines. So what is the example of what I'm talking about here? So you see here, there's not really any. So we're going to look for duplicates where stuff is called multiple times in a row, where it's like the same block. So we're kind of looking for blocks. For example, we see these are called twice, but there's two different parameters. Can't really do anything about that. Two different parameters. Here's a set int, current score, high score. Don't need to have anything like that. Don't have anything like that. These are all fine. This is super nice. 30 lines, perfect. Here, some prints, two different true false. Left pie, right pie, two different things. This is two different things. We could put this into one and then the parameters like plus or minus, but we're not going to do that. So this script, I think we already went through that. Menu doesn't really have anything on there. Now, what we're going to look at is the our main one here, which is character. And I've already looked through this and I've noticed some things that we could save some space on. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. So we notice here, right? Well, one of the things that I noticed is the death. So you notice here that every time we die, we call this. We die in multiple times. We die in multiple places. So here's a death. This is when you hit a spike, and then it should be here, but I never actually changed this. So it should be here when you die. So any place that you die, you should just be able to call one function, and it automatically do the killing thing for you. So you notice that here we do that twice. So we could technically save these lines a second time here. So we write it once like this, and then we call it here and then here. So we're going to save a total of 5 lines. But if this was a larger project, you would save a lot more lines. So for example, I'm going to say function death. I'm just going to say death function. Death function. Death function, and sorry about my friends' names, they're just freaking weird. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this death function in here. And now all I need to do is just say death function. And then now I call that death function. Another one is here. This is the same exact thing. Death function, false, you lose your score, saving score, etc., etc. So we're actually going to even want to put that in here. So now we just saved a whole bunch of lines and cleaned it up a little bit. And you know, you can clean up even more. Another thing that you could do is you could look for you know, where you used each of these functions. I don't know if they have some sort of tool on here to find it, but that's another thing, is to look for integers that you're not using. I guess they don't have a tool on here to kind of look for that. So we're looking again for anything that we call multiple times. Death file. Alright, so we got this death function. Here we actually have, we have two things, except for this is different. This is different here too. So yeah, in this project we don't have very many of those type of things that we want to look for, but it is very important to have some code reuse. For example, like I said, the project that I'm working on right now has about 500 lines of code, and it's so for example, this guy here is about 100 lines, and each of these other ones are 20, so it's about 5 times the size of this program here. And it calls the same thing over and over and over and over again because it's a UI. It's actually using a UI library to write stuff onto a small touchscreen. And it has different pages that if you press a button, it jumps through different pages. So if I had specific things I display on the screen, which I display multiple things over and over again on the screen, if I had it where it reused the code, I could cut away about half. I could cut that program in half just because of how much I'm using that specific thing over and over and over and over again. So that's why I wanted to do it on this video, even though this is not very large and you're not going to find anything that's duplicating itself very much. But if you're using this series as something to learn and as a template for a game that you create yourself, is a very important thing to have to be here, because you saw an example right here, right? This would have been I didn't even notice that this was different than this. So this wouldn't have saved your game state if you fell, and I would not have been able to notice that until that specific error happened, and I could have, released the game and not even seen that. But if it was in a function, and I could just change the function here, and it would change in both spots. So something very, very important to notice and to take note of when you're doing larger projects is to see when you have duplications and put all those things in a def function like so you could run it from there. Wow, not responding. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so that's just a point I wanted to make a quick video on, and wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of that. And that is a very, very important thing to do, is to cut down your programs so they're easier to read, and you have less duplication stuff, because it just gets cumbersome going through. And if I change something here, it doesn't, if I change something here and it doesn't change over here, it's just, this is better functionality here. So now if I change anything here, it changes in both spaces. Alright, so I guess that is it for this particular video. I will see you guys later. If you like this video, please subscribe for more videos like it in this video and other videos as well. And stay subscribed for this series and other series. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace.